Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 6. This is a big week. We're going to kind of look at a couple of different things that are going to impact your co-op, your work at in HIM 280 and beyond. During this week, we're going to have you think about SMART goals. We're going to talk about career and job objectives. We're going to have you think about what your long-term career goals are in HIM and break it down into shorter, more bite size. We'll be talking about some SMART job objectives. We'll talk about what SMART goals are, how they fit into the framework of what we're trying to do. So here's what you need to do this week. You need to complete the following. Review all the material about SMART goals. They should be specific, meaning what you want to do in HIM, right? Do you want to work in coding? If so, what kind of coding? Pro fee, facility coding, hospital coding, what have you? Do you want to do auditing? All those things are super helpful as we get to the point where we're going to be placing you in an internship. And it's going to be helpful for you so you know what type of job to look at for the long haul. They need to be measurable. You need to think about how you're going to measure whether you do it or not. And then they have to be achievable. It's not realistic for a new grad to be a DRG coder straight away, right? And make $100,000 a year coding at home. Some people are doing that in the field, but it's something that you go into. A career is a process. It's not something that comes to you as soon as you graduate. So it has to be achievable. What are you going to achieve, and what do you hope to achieve during your internship and beyond to get you to that ultimate goal? Then it needs to be relevant. It has to be related to HIM, right? And then finally, time bound. When are you going to do it? So think about some of the competencies that you've learned in the HIM program. Think about some of the various roles. And this is a helpful exercise, whether you're going into nursing, going into health information management, or whatever you're going to do. What exactly do you want to do? And one last thing for this week, very critically important that people register for HIM 280. It's an instructor approval course. So you need to contact me so we can get you in. Please don't wait until the last minute to do it. Do this. It's going to be very difficult or impossible to place you if you haven't registered for the course. The other thing to do, I'm looking at my list of completed Complio accounts, and I'm seeing a very small number of you who have done it. I can't place you if you haven't completed all these requirements. Please get them done. Your ability to complete them or not will be reflected in your final project for this course. That's all I have for you. Please reach out if you have any questions, concerns, or run into any issues. We're here to help. Sometimes there are things that get complicated with Complio. We can generally clear those up for you, but only if you're in communication with us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you online. Bye now.